Sports Snippets. Dennis Sullivan, what's up, guys? Late night Saturday, it's the 19th of February. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. Want to talk to you about that. I also want to talk about another football league getting started or technically restarted. So stick around. This is going to be a football only video, but I'm going to jump around a little bit here. The Super Bowl, as in Super Bowl 56, just concluded last weekend. Just some final thoughts on that. I mean, the better team won. I thought both teams going into the game were very close. I think both teams after the Super Bowl were very close, meaning they're very close in talent. It's just how good they are as teams. They both did a tremendous job during the season. It really came down to, could the Bengals stop the Stafford to Cooper Kupp combo, which was the combo of the entire postseason? The answer was no. No one really could when it counted or in the clutch, which really is the same thing, right? When it counted in the same way. But you get what I'm talking about or referring to when it comes to that. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, tremendous. It made all the difference. Congratulations, Los Angeles Rams. Congratulations, Aaron Donald, as well. Arguably the best defensive player in the league over the last few years. Many will say that he is. Really can't argue much there. He also came up with the big play at the end in hurrying Joe Burrow on the final drive. Odell Beckham was also tremendous prior to leaving the game with an injury. Was a big spark for the Rams in the first half. Also had a receiving touchdown. Going into the game, guys, just to touch on this real quick. I mean, Joe Burrow was the hype, shall we say. He was really like hype going in. Deservedly so. I mean, he's a young quarterback. He was really the guy getting most of the attention, or a lot of the attention, only in his second year. Number one pick, led his team in college to the national championship at LSU, Heisman Trophy, all that stuff. And he had a great season, played really well throughout the postseason, played really well, too, in the Super Bowl. I mean, maybe it wasn't his greatest game, but he played well for the most part. I think, though, even though Burrow was the attention-getting guy or star or player, the story was, in my opinion, and the story remains, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford playing 12 seasons. Let me say that one more time. 12 seasons for the Detroit Lions. Comes over to the Rams in his 13th season. Leads his team as a first-year player on the Rams, first-year quarterback, all the way to the Super Bowl, and gets the job done. The average football fan really knows Matthew Stafford as this good quarterback with a really good arm that plays for a team that really isn't that good on Thanksgiving Day. That's about it. That's all, we know Matthew Stafford is that. He was tremendous. Credit to him at 30. I believe he's 34 now. He's not 35. He's either 33, 34. Pretty sure he's 34 now. He really, really deserves it. He is a tremendous competitor, and guess what? He's got a couple of more really good years left. He should be fine for next year, I would think. I mean, he's going into his mid-30s now, and he's looking as good as ever. I mean, he's playing really good. So, football season ends, of course, last Sunday. I believe that was the 13th of February. But 2 months later, in the middle of April, now, guys, I got to give you a little history here. I'm going to move a little quick. The USFL. We got to talk about this. The USFL, football fans, will be starting in the middle of April. April 16th with the New Jersey Generals facing the Birmingham Stallions at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. For those of you who are 40s, definitely into your 50s and older than that, more than likely recall, unless you're a younger fan, you just know a lot about football as far as the history goes, and that's cool too. In the 80s, 1983 to 1985, the USFL was in full operation. But guys, this was not just any side league to the NFL. This league technically was competing with the NFL. What do I mean by that? Well, yeah, sure, with the popularity, but they were paying some big bucks to these players. Let me just name a few. And you've heard these names. Herschel Walker played for the New Jersey Generals. Steve Young started his career for, I believe it was the LA Express. And Jim Kelly would play for the Houston Gamblers. I think they were called the Gamblers the first time, meaning in the 80s when USFL was around. Jim Kelly was in the league, and there were many other big names. I believe Reggie White was also in the USFL. Many other big names, guys. And yeah, they were paying some big bucks to some of these players, to many of these players. And is that going to be the case now? So now we fast forward something like 37 years of no USFL. I know there have been a few other leagues and things like that, but no USFL. And now in 2022, they're going to have a 10-game schedule, 8 teams, 4 in the North Division, 4 in the South. Going to read them off to you in just a moment. 4 will make the playoffs. 2, I believe it's 2 from each division. That's pretty cool. So I kind of like how they're starting with just a 10-team league. 8-team league, 10-team schedule. I kind of like that. Their draft's going to be coming up in a couple of days on February 22nd. Stay tuned. Is the modern-day USFL going to be paying the big bucks like they did back in the 80s? My guess would be no, only because this is only a 10-game schedule. But guys, I'm guessing here, it's a modified schedule, so we got to see how that goes. Drafts should be very interesting. The coaches have already been named. One name that jumps out to me may jump out to you. Jeff Fisher will be coaching one of the teams. You may recall him from Tennessee. Took the Titans to the Super Bowl. Also coached the Rams for a few years. Very well-respected NFL coach. A little bit more on this, guys. So their draft's going to be February 22nd. For the 2022 season, all USFL games will be played in Birmingham, Alabama. So it's a neutral site. Check that out. Most of the games will be played at Protective Stadium, while some will be played at Legion Field. The regular season of the USFL will run through mid-June, and that'll be followed by playoff semifinal games in each division on Saturday, June 25th, and then a championship game to be played on Sunday, July 3rd. The playoff and championship games will be played at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Pretty cool stuff. To add to the coolness, now I'm kind of into this, guys. This is going to be interesting. Normally I'm kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm kind of interested in checking this out. A lot of the teams, and this is pretty cool, a lot of the team names, at least 3 or 4 of them that are going to be in the USFL in 2022 were teams back in the 80s. The Michigan Panthers are in the league. Now, I'm going to read off the team names. A lot of them, most of them, I don't know about all of them, but at least most of them were in the USFL in the 80s. Michigan Panthers, so the North Division, Michigan Panthers, New Jersey Generals, Philadelphia Stars, Pittsburgh Maulers. That's the North. The South Division will be the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Gamblers, the New Orleans Breakers, and the Tampa Bay Bandits. You remember Steve Spurrier, coach of the Tampa Bay Bandits? Who could forget back in the day, guys? Interesting stuff. Baseball. Get it together because the USFL, they're coming strong mid-April. There better not if there is a baseball strike or what do they call it, a lockout. I don't know what the difference is between a lockout and a strike. To me, it all means the same thing. They're not playing. I'm a big baseball fan. They better get it together because the USFL could pick up some steam here, and it would take you right into the beginning of July, which basically is what, like 4 weeks prior to the start of the NFL preseason. So you're basically looking at football now with the USFL 11, well, I was going to say 11 months of the year, but you get now the 2 month break. So now it's a 9 month per year operation, more like 9.5, right? Don't they start a preseason sometimes late July? 9 to 9.5 month operation. Let me know what you think. Congratulations, Los Angeles Rams. Gonna check out this draft in the USFL. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.